Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Auburn Blitz here on your lunch hour. We're glad that you joined us, and we appreciate all of you out there that tune us in each and every day here on the Auburn Blitz. It's brought to you by Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, and Sensagreen for air that's cool and clean. Call on Sensagreen. Brett and Randy here with you for your lunch hour, and we're glad to be here. Randy, spring football starts today officially, and Coach Freeze just about 2 hours ago, a little less than 2 hours ago, was up in front of the media, and we'll share some of that and what he had to say. Obviously basketball is the big topic right now. Auburn's in the Sweet 16, getting ready to take on Michigan on Friday. That's got some interesting storylines there that we'll talk about. Auburn baseball off to a roaring start, complete opposite of the way it started last year. And then you look up and you got teams like Florida and Texas A&M, who was preseason number one, and they won a game in conference play. This is a brutal conference in every sport. It is in every sport, and we've talked about it in basketball. You and I mentioned Arkansas this morning with their basketball run to get to the Sweet 16, and, they get to 20 wins. I don't even think they have a winning record in SEC play this year, but make the NCAA tournament. And I don't know if you've watched both of their games, but I have. Oh, yeah.
And, this is not a fluke. These teams are well prepared that when it got to tournament season that they've been through the gauntlet that is SEC play, probably the best year overall with the conference getting 14 teams in, which is far and away the most that's ever made it to an NCAA tournament. And to get 7 of those 14 teams into the Sweet 16, it's an amazing feat for the SEC. But back to your baseball quote, Auburn has felt this. I can remember a few of these years that we've had down years over the last 5 or 6, and you'll look up and we'll have a terrible start in SEC play, but we lost 3 or 4 out of maybe the 6 games in the opening couple of weekends by a run or 2.
Right.
Or we had chances late and we just couldn't come through. Or, we send someone to the mound that just couldn't finish things off. And that's how close. That's the difference between getting through an SEC play and not. You mentioned it on South Carolina over and over with basketball. Their first 6 or 8 basketball games, including against Auburn,
right there,
they were right there in it. And so it is difficult, but it also is what makes us love SEC play, because night in and night out, if you aren't prepared and you aren't ready, I don't care if it's the worst team in the league or the best, anybody can win in this league.
I'll stick with baseball for just a second. It wasn't my intent to start with baseball, obviously, with football starting and, of course, basketball in the Sweet 16. But let's look at to me, and with the new amended regulations and stuff for baseball and increasing scholarship numbers and with NIL money, listen to these standings. I know things will play out. We're still early. We're only through 2 series in SEC play. Missouri's terrible. We knew that. They're the worst team in the league, so take them out. Texas A&M and Florida, both 0-6. And Florida's now 18-8, so it just tells you they'd lost 2 games going into conference play. Texas A&M was the preseason number 1 team in the country. They're 11-12 now. And you and I just talked about it. You can say, well, we'll rebound, but, man, when you dig yourself an 0-6 hole and then all of a sudden the next series comes around and you squeak 1 game out and now you're 1-8.
We've been there.
We were there last year.
Yeah.
We were there last year with Vanderbilt on the road, and then Arkansas at home, who was number 1 at the time. What I'm saying is, then you look up South Carolina, always really good. They're 1-5. Kentucky 2-4. We just took 2 out of 3 from them. Ole Miss 4-2. And then you get up into a slew of teams that are 4-2, like us and Vanderbilt, and Oklahoma, LSU, and Alabama. Then you have Texas at 5-1. Arkansas at 5-1, and Georgia at 5-1. Georgia used to be at the bottom of the barrel. Now they're at the top. So this league is ridiculous. And, yeah, can Florida and A&M right the ship? They sure can. But it makes it really difficult when you get swept a couple of times. Really the goal is to win your home series and to try to steal one on the road. And that's so good for Auburn to go on the road, fight back after they had blown a big lead, tied up, went to extras, and then ended up winning that crucial game to give them the series win. They lost on Sunday, but, hey, you'll take it, man. 2 out of 3 every weekend, you'll take it.
Well, both of our teams here in the state of Alabama, we've struggled, I guess, over the last 20 years, really since '98, really since that last Jim Wells and Hal Barrett era. We've both had some moments where we've been competitive, but for the most part, Auburn and Alabama haven't been anywhere to the level that they were in, say, that late 90s run. Brett, the difference between Auburn and Alabama being right there again this year is both of these teams keep finding ways to win.
Right.
Late games, big-time hits, home run walk-offs, and after a while, that's who you are. You know, you can say, well, that's luck, and you know, baseball's a little different than that. I mean, to me, everybody needs a little luck. You'll have a ball fall in from time to time, but for the most part, the baseball gods are going to come back, and if you have one fall in, you're going to line one right at somebody, and they're going to catch it the next time up. Kind of is what it is. But Auburn seems to have enough pitchers to be highly competitive. Right. And we can hit the ball out of the park enough to win games late with home run balls and things like that. And the same for Alabama. I mean, this is as good an Alabama baseball team as we've seen in a while, too.
It is. Auburn will be in action, the Capital City Classic down in Montgomery tonight. They'll take on South Alabama. Auburn up to number 11 in the polls in baseball. Alabama's number 12 in the polls. They'll take on North Alabama tonight. And then you go on down, Auburn will open up SEC play on Friday against Georgia. So, as I just said, you've won your first 2 series. Now you got the number 1 team in the league and number 3 ranked Georgia that you got to play. So there is no let up from weekend to weekend in this league. So that's just a snapshot of our baseball
interviews
program
coming up with the baseball program on Thursday. Is that right, Brett?
Yeah, Thursday. Looking forward to having jumping in with Cooper McMurray, Faith. We got an announcement we're going to make on Friday about Faith on the program, but she's going to start a new series with our Auburn Blitz podcast and this show and our content called On the Front Row with Faith, and she's going to sit down with athletes from all sports throughout the year. It's going to be 52 weeks a year. I know we'll take a few weeks off, Christmas, Thanksgiving, things like that. But my bottom line is it's going to be year-round. So we're going to start with Cooper McMurray, who is on fire for Auburn baseball right now, and looking forward to that first interview with him coming up on Thursday. And she's been prepping for that. And I also want to make an announcement that, we'll all be covering Auburn athletics a lot more extensively than we have in the past, being that now we're an approved media outlet for Auburn athletics, which, again, want to thank Kurt Sampson and all the athletic department for recognizing us and what we do to bring, Auburn athletic information to all of you out there. The podcast, Randy, as you said this morning, has really just I don't really have any words for how much it's grown just in a month and a half. And, we're averaging about 100 to 150 subscribers a day new. So we appreciate everybody out there. So we got a lot going on. It's all because of you guys out there. It's why we do it. We love what we do. But, yeah, we get to catch up with Cooper McMurray, man. That guy's he's at the top of the league right now.
Yeah, he can swing it. And it's not just happenstance that's happening this year. This is who he is. I mean, this guy's a wonderful SEC hitter, can do it with power.
Absolutely.
As well as hitting. The batting average is always really strong with him and sits there in the middle of the order, and Auburn has needed that, and that's something to lean on as we get late into the season, because the power numbers, I remember 12, 14 years ago, Brett, following, I guess, that 2010 season where the home run numbers and the power numbers are really through the roof in the SEC, and then the BB Core bats come in.
Right.
The power numbers dwindle down to a level that I don't think any of us were happy with.
No.
But the point is, they're starting to creep back up.
They are.
Like, if you don't have a guy that's going to go get you 10 to 15, maybe squeak up closer to that 20 home run number and you've got a couple of those guys throughout the year, you're not going to win in this conference anymore. And, I tend to like, I don't know about you, I'll kick it to you and give you your take on that because we've talked about it over the years, but, I like the long ball.
It brings excitement to the game.
I like the power shot. I like, finding ways to get a couple of runners on, knowing that Cooper McMurray's going to come up to bat and thinking, man, if I can get that 3-run homer, that may be enough to get me through. And when you had to play completely small ball and slap the ball around the park with maybe 10 home runs as a team with those BB Core bats, it did take a lot away from the game.
Well, what they did is they went from one extreme to the other. Yeah. They went from a bat that was really way too hot and dangerous for players, and then they just killed it. Might as well have been out there with a cane pole hitting. And so now they've kind of regulated it and gotten it back to where, look, you don't have to you can't pop one up and hit it out, but you also can't hit one with everything you got and it be a can of corn. So that it's where the bat should be, and technology got it that way. And baseball's fun. I mean, it helps pitching. I mean, you don't want the pitching to have an unfair advantage, but you also don't want a pitcher to make a really good pitch and a guy pop one up and it go out of the park on him. So it evens out the game tremendously. And I'll just be honest. I know we talk about this all the time and cost and stuff. I just wish they'd go to wooden bats. I think it'd be so much more fun. I'd like for them to go to wood bats in college. I think it'd be cool. I really do, man.
You want to see some power numbers go down to next to nothing. You go put them wood bats.
Right. But I think wood bats make it fun. I really do. A good hitter's still gonna hit them out with a wood bat.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not, Brett. I mean, go look at Tim Hudson.
I know that. I know that.
Look, Tim Hudson was a 20.
Now he was hitting during the loaded bat era too. Now.
Well, I know, but that is the difference between that.
Right. Oh, I know it's a lot. I just love.
I think it'd be closer to BB Core numbers. If you like that, I'm telling you, I don't like it.
Yeah, right.
You can like it all you want.
I like a good mix. I'm a purist in baseball, man. I don't like just gorilla ball, like it when LSU was scoring 21 runs and killing everybody like that. Look like you got to score 3 touchdowns. But all right, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, got a lot more to cover right here on Auburn Blitz.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
there's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Discover great deals on Kawasaki motorcycles, watercraft, side-by-sides, and more. Save big on championship-proving KX motorcycles. Get a great deal on iconic Kawasaki jet ski personal watercraft, or take advantage of big adventure for less with savings on our rugged Terex side-by-sides. There's no better time to save on our exciting lineup of Kawasaki vehicles. Visit Adams Motorsports on the Boulevard today, or see all the Kawasaki products at adamsmotorsports.com, where your pleasure is our business.
Get ready to smile, because it's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Take your pick of over 40 brand new Chevrolet Silverados, discounted up to $14,000 off while they last. New Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV featuring high-tech options, discounted up to $5,000 off. Enjoy no payments until summertime. Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. 45 minutes left in the show today. Get your phone calls in, 256-234-6221. Eric McKinley, Mortgage Pro hotline there for you. If you'd like to give us a call, you can comment away on Facebook and YouTube, and we appreciate that. Did get a little information this morning regarding A-Day. The game will be on April the 12th, but it will be it'll be like a practice. It's not going to be a traditional A-Day game. It's going to be more like a scrimmage type deal, and then and it's going to be free to the public. And then there'll be an autograph session after the game down on the field. So it's making it more of a fan experience. Looking forward to that. I think media relations push that stuff out. So that'll start at 12, and then around 1:30 they'll have the fan day event on the field, and I don't know how long it'll last. They'll probably let fans stay out there a good while and mingle with the players and stuff like that. So what is it?
You gonna get your autographs out there?
I'm absolutely not going to get any autographs.
I'm thinking. You know what the picture I'm thinking in my mind is?
With Lawyer Tillman?
The one with you in that old white Auburn hat.
Yep.
With your Lawyer Tillman getting his
with my jams.
Oh, it was awesome.
You remember jams?
Oh yeah, I remember the jams.
I mean, everybody knows about jams. I can't believe jams.
Man, we are talking some old school apparel today. We went off on podcast with your Russell pullover from 1996, and then now we're on the jams and that old white hat. That old white hat, nah, it wouldn't come back in style.
I don't know, man. I think, was that a game hat? I'd have to go pull it
Remember
up.
the soft?
Oh, no. I know what hat it was. It was white on top.
Yeah.
It was white on top, but it had like I don't even know who made this.
They were like cotton.
Yeah, and it had that little elastic rubber band. It had that bill. I had Andre Bruce sign it on the bill, and Kurt Crane signed it on the top, and some other dude. I'll never forget. I got to tell this. I didn't know who this guy was. He's obviously a walk-on or something. I'm a kid, right? So I'm getting Lawyer Tillman and Andre Bruce and all those guys autographed, and this guy said, "Well, you ain't gonna get mine," and I gave it to him, and he signed my hat. I still don't know who it is. I can't read it. I think his name's Paul, and it's such a scribble. But I remember it kind of like, even as a kid, going, "This kid right here is kind of a jerk, man," because he's like, they were kind of laughing, And he was with another walk-on, probably had never played. And he's like, hey, man, you ain't going to ask me for my autographs? I just gave him my hat. So I got Andre Bruce, Kurt Crane, and some dude I don't know on that hat. So it's somewhere in my game room downstairs somewhere. But, yeah, we have talked about some old apparel today, man.
Yeah, we went off on NAFTA. And Russell Athletic going away in Ellick City. And so if you're interested in that kind of talk, which I'm sure a lot of you are just on the edge of your seat wondering what my thoughts were around that Russell Athletic pullover from 1996, you can go find our podcast.
I tell you, man, just it brings back old memories. And the reason we got started talking about that, for those of you that hadn't seen that, our good friend Butch Jacobs said we got on the text thread Saturday, and Saturday text threads are fun.
They can get animated by the end of the day.
Right, so we're all getting ready for the game, and somehow we got started talking about old free stuff that we got in college and stuff, and then Butch and I were talking about all the stuff that we got working in the athletic department, and so somehow this pullover got brought up, and he said, you remember that big? And I said, heck yeah. I said, I still got mine. And he said, well, I got mine too. And we started talking about it, and I said, well, hell, I'm just going to go put mine on. And we were going to somebody's house, and so I roll up in his house, everybody looks at me like, what in the world? I'm like, I ain't worn this thing in 20 years. Can't believe I can still wear it, and it ain't just dry rotted, you know what. And so and we won the game. So now Butch put his on, and he did a whole narration of the origin of that pullover in video form that we can't show on the show. Then we're going to wear that thing the rest of the way out. And so, hey, if I go Friday, I mean, not Friday, but Sunday, if we make it to the Elite Eight, I'm probably going to wear a pullover. And so I'm going to roll up in State Farm Arena with a 1996 pullover on it. Hey, but we laugh about it, and those pullovers, man, everybody wants the old vintage stuff now. They want the old T-shirt, the original T-shirt, not a reprint. If you got some old T-shirt, I told my wife a long time ago, because I save everything, and I've got all these T-shirts, and she's like, what the hell are you doing with all these T-shirts? And they're stacked up, and I'm saying, I'm telling you, one day they're going to come back and see, now everybody wants all those old Tiger Rags, game day shirts.
First off, you can't be telling these stories on Kim when she's not watching the show.
Well, she's not watching it, but she's the one that asked me why I keep all this stuff.
Well, because she could defend herself by saying if she didn't make you start getting rid of some of your stuff,
right,
then y'all'd have to buy 4 or 5 more houses just to pitch it all in there.
Yeah, I do throw stuff away, but I try to keep things that I think maybe will come back around, and then sometimes you're like, ain't nothing ever going to really come back around. Nobody wants that.
That white hat I was talking about, I don't think it's going to come back.
It's not, but it's got autographs on it, so I've got it in my game room. So they're about faded anyway. But whatever you got to do to wear something lucky. I know we've got Paula's watching. She has the orange and blue M&Ms, and she sends me a picture of them every day that we play, and it's become a tradition. I think she may do a little vacuuming before the game starts. Whatever anybody's got to do to pull off a win. So, Paula, get your vacuum and your M&Ms. I think she's actually going to the game, so I don't know if she can vacuum the lobby of the hotel or whatever she can do. But whatever you got to do to get your superstition on.
I'm bad about it. I had one of our best friends, Brad Shores, would walk around and look for a penny on heads during the day, and he'd tape that joker up in his hat, and we'd go play a baseball game.
Love it.
If he played good, hell, all of us be looking for a penny the next time we played to put it up in that hat.
That's right.
That was our thing. Sure was.
Hey, it's whatever makes you calm as far as mental capacity. I don't know that I never get to that point. All right, up against the break. Stay tuned. A lot more to come right after this.
For air that's cool and clean, call Senza Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Senza Green.
Turn to the experts at Senza Green and find out how to get up to $1,000 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates. Visit sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Senza Green.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout Central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through our program means it's time for a little Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine promo there. And if you haven't been to Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine, that is your fault. We've been telling you about it for a long time now, and every time I'm near the store down there, I go in and we buy the pork chops or the steaks or the tiger tails or whatever it is. And then great selection of wine. And then if you're in Montgomery, go out to Pepper Tree and check them out down there. But they've got daily specials for lunch and dinner. They've got all the frozen casseroles and sides to go with your meals. Man, that place is awesome.
It is. just a great atmosphere as well, and two great areas. You know, I like the spot that it's in Montgomery.
Absolutely.
And, of course, that's a boom town area in Auburn that they've located to. And every time I go by there, Brett, which I go by there several times a week, always a big crowd there, and for good reason.
No doubt about it. So go check out Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine and tell them Auburn Blitz sent you. Spring practice really got underway today, so we'll cover that the rest of the week and on this show and the podcast. And really, Coach Freeze, some comments. First thing that you shared with us, clip, was him about fighting prostate cancer, and he said it's kind of odd because he's probably felt the best he's ever felt. He said it's weird that he even has it, in his mental state. So he's doing remarkably well fighting this, and again, it's really a miracle that he's not having any setbacks with that, and being able to keep a normal schedule as they head into spring. And so we'll continue to pray for him and a complete healing there, because it's a battle a lot of people are going to fight or have fought, or somebody in their family is fighting. So it's just it's a real part of what we all have to deal with. That's why Bruce Pearl with Outlive really promotes for both men and women to be vigilant and staying ahead of it, because it's a lot better survival rate if you can catch it early.
Coach Freeze looks very healthy.
Yep.
Seems to be holding up well, and so you're right. He's of that age where you and I are a little bit older than we are, but everybody, you just sit around and keep your fingers crossed that
that's it.
it
really
stays
all
away
it is.
from
It's
you.
all
It's
it
really
is,
all
man.
you can do. But again, prayers to him that this season and this season in his life passes and everything ends up perfectly fine, because it's still a stretch. How long of a process is that, Brett? A good 6 to 8 month process to try to get things cleared up, that you're sitting on the edge of your seat hoping that everything's going to be okay. So we definitely are for him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's talk about some of the assistants yesterday, and we'll stick with the obvious. Coach Ken Austin, quarterback coach, and Randy, we've talked about this till we're blue in the face. It's a completely different quarterback room, and not a single guy in that room that was here last year. They go out and get Jackson Arnold. And one thing I noticed, that in all the talk we had about Jackson Arnold and him being a 5-star plus coming out of high school, and the first part of his stint with Oklahoma being a little shaky, and then we kind of remembered him being benched before the Auburn game and then coming back after and finishing the season and playing pretty well. Randy, his numbers went up significant after Luttrell got axed, and they put him back in the starting role, and he threw 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. He ran for 364 yards in the latter part of the season. So he really had a good ending to his time at Oklahoma. And so that's kind of a combo snapshot. Struggled a little bit early. It just tells you, you and I talked about it on this show. Bo Nix leaves Auburn, goes and becomes a Heisman candidate. We've seen quarterbacks leave and go other places. And, what's to say he can't come under a system and, carry on that momentum he had at Oklahoma and become the quarterback a lot of people thought he could be?
Well, I'm going to jump out there, and I've already said this a whole bunch, and I'm going to stick to this storyline until next football season, until the coaching staff steps up on stage and says Jackson Arnold is the guy.
Right.
We're going with him as the starter. You're not going to hear anything come out of my mouth that doesn't have Deuce Knight involved in that.
Right.
I'm very hopeful that he gets the opportunity to win this.
Oh, I think he's going to. That's the next part.
Like a real opportunity. I don't want us to go into this thing thinking that just because you go on the transfer portal with a 5-star plus guy that's got a little bit of background and a little bit of tutelage to come in and show up at Auburn and all of a sudden he's the starter. If he doesn't win this starting role and Deuce Knight does, I'm not going to be negative.
Oh,
I really want to preface that, though, because I don't want the Auburn fan base to go, well, it looks like we got somebody and he didn't work out. No, you know what? Deuce Knight may be the better of the two options.
That's right.
My two eyes, with what I've seen, with him matched up in all-star games, I know it's just one outing. He's the best athlete on the field at the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. Anybody that watched that game would go, I want that one. Give me that one. I'll let everything else kind of play the way that it may. Would you agree with that?
Well, let me add a little context to what you just said. Coach Johnson here at Benjamin Russell now was the defensive coordinator for Team Alabama last year, led against Deuce Knight in the Alabama-Mississippi game, and we had, some stud players over there, New Boy Fagans, Jared Smith. I can keep going down the list, and man, and he told me, and he said, I know some things are different in all-star games. You can't blitz and stuff like that. But he said it didn't matter, but Deuce Knight was that much of a game changer out there amongst a bunch of all-stars. One of the better defenses we've had on the field for Team Alabama, and just a tremendous player, and single-handedly almost brought Mississippi back and won the game. I enjoyed watching that game. Rick Cleveland called it, and he mentioned me and you on the air a couple times. He said, I know Randy and Brett back in Out City loving what they're seeing with Deuce Knight out here. And I was, man, because he's just one of those players that looks like he's never panicked. He's always in control.
Yes.
He have pressure coming from all different places, and he's like, just
comfortable athlete, long.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to look like he's really doing anything at top-level speed. Looks like the kind of game comes to him.
Right.
Trust me, no way I'm going to come on air and say anything negative. Deuce Knight wins this starting quarterback role, and I hope he gets a great opportunity to do that.
We'll read what Ken Austin said about Deuce Knight when we come back. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Bugs Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bugs Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bugs Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bugsisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Are you ready to showcase your skills and compete with the best in Alabama? The 42nd Alabama State Games are coming to Birmingham and Jefferson County from June 13th through the 15th, and it's your chance to be part of something incredible. Athletes from across the state will compete in sports ranging from archery to wrestling. Those participating in the opening ceremony are eligible for academic scholarships ranging from $500 to $5,000. Mark your calendar. Registration opens March 1st. Visit allagames.com.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Couple segments left. In today's show, we're talking about the quarterbacks and what Coach Ken Austin had to say yesterday. Really unofficial start to the week for spring practice for Auburn, and talked about Jackson Arnold. And, yeah, they probably feel like if you had to give somebody the ones reps coming out, it would probably be him. This is what he had to say about Deuce Knight. He said, probably ahead of where I thought he would be, quite frankly. He's smart, he prepares, he's really gifted physically. He can make some throws that a lot of other guys can't make, even at his age right now. Those two guys are getting all the reps, referring to Jackson Arnold as well. They're getting a lot of work in right now. It's really helping them. It's really helped Deuce in particular. So Deuce has hit the ground running. He's working hard. Talked to Malcolm Simmons. He was on the show a couple weeks ago, and he said, they've all been working out together and doing the player-only drills with both Jackson Arnold and Deuce Knight. And what Malcolm said, Randy, is that, the ball coming out of both of their hands, comparable. And he wasn't throwing Peyton Thorne under the bus. He was just saying, it's different, man. He said it's different with both of these guys. And you got a veteran wide receiver core coming back, and I know that's crazy to say, but now you're classified as a veteran if you come back after you started as a freshman and you're a sophomore, and then you add Eric Singleton and Horatio Fields into the mix, and then you get a Perry Thompson and a Bryce Kane. Malcolm and Cam were the leading receivers. We got 1,800 weapons out there. If the quarterbacks can get them the ball, man. KLS said after Pro Day yesterday, he said, I talked to the receivers, and he said, I watched them the other day, and he said, I know I'm biased, but he said, I think it's the best receiving core in the country.
Well, I'm not surprised to hear you say that. First off, of course, you and I have more knowledge of Malcolm's skill set.
Oh, yeah.
He is an amazing athlete, one of the best athletes I've ever seen. And if you tell me that he, after one full year, calendar year of being able to work out with Auburn, because, I'm not saying he wasn't working out in high school, because he was, but he was playing so many sports, and running track and playing basketball. I mean, there's only so many hours you can put into really trying to develop how great of an athlete you can be. And then when you go to a place like Auburn that's got everything around you to make you better, I can't imagine what kind of athlete he looks like right now, Brett. Can you? And, and you can add that to Cam Coleman and others, but, I can talk about Malcolm and what's he hold the long jump record here in the state of Alabama?
Yes, long jump record.
I tell you all the time, I mean, he's
almost broke.
He owns the long jump record for the state of Alabama running track at Benjamin Russell. I'm not being negative. I keep saying this all the time. Somebody's going to hear me out there, and I hope Jay Reyes does, but there's nowhere low there is not a single lower hanging fruit in Ellick City than
track.
a great track coach. If you're a great track coach out there and you come to this community, you're going to win state championships. Because we got athletes everywhere, but we ain't ever given one iota of a care about a track program. Anybody that says we have has never watched it. If you are the state record holder in long jump and you got trained at Benjamin Russell High School, you're an amazing athlete.
There's no doubt about it.
Back to the high jump. I mean, he missed the high jump state record. Didn't he clip it going over the bar?
He had literally at the very, very end of his jump, clipped it and knocked it off.
Unreal. Unbelievable athlete. I bet that has even taken a drastic change for the better over the last year with the work that he's put in. So add that to Cam Coleman, add that to hopefully Perry Thompson. I already know Bryce Kane's a speedster, what you bring with that. And Eric Singleton gets talked about maybe more than the rest.
He does. And Malcolm is, again, we talked to him and I asked him, and Faith talked to him and did a great interview with him, but about Eric Singleton, and he just went, shh. He's like, man, that guy. And that's coming from, somebody that hadn't really had a chance to see him up until recently. And, and the thing that Malcolm said is we're excited about the opportunity of having this many great receivers in the same room and the potential that we're going to have offensively. And so, a lot of the eyeballs are going to be on the quarterbacks and how they perform, but it's also going to be on this receiving core. Again, Cam Coleman, Malcolm Simmons, a year older, got a lot of reps last year, both had really, really good seasons. We're probably going to see Perry Thompson and Bryce Kane work into the rotation now. And then you got Eric Singleton and Horatio Fields. And I know I'm leaving a couple of guys off. We got 2 or 3 really good freshmen that are going to be coming in with this group. This is a loaded wide receiver room. But I would put Malcolm and Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton up against any starting 3 wide receivers in the country.
I agree with that.
Any.
Can't add anything to it. And expect that. And if you're a quarterback that thinks
you're frothing at the mouth,
that thinks you're going to be a pro one day, and it's the reason that I keep. My eyes tell me Jackson Arnold better be really good, because if he's not really good, throw Deuce Knight out there and let's play ball. Because if you throw him out there and we get 2 or 3 years of him as a starting quarterback, there's no part of me that thinks that Auburn's not going to hit a level that we haven't hit consistently in a long time. I'm that confident in Deuce Knight.
Yeah, and I'll add to what Marcus Davis, the wide receiver coach, said about these receivers, and to go along with what you just said about Deuce Knight, making plays and being able to coach him up. This is what Marcus Davis said, referring to Cam Coleman. He said, it's more substance when I'm talking football with him. He said it's recall now. It's something to bounce off. I can coach him up and coach off of a play he had in a live game. Just giving him that recall has been the best thing going into year 2. You can tell when that joker's in his stance, he's more comfortable. He's more acclimated to the college game now, man. He's going to be a weapon, dude. He was a weapon last year.
He was, but I think the confidence level was shown there at the end of the season where he really started making strides. And they're picking him, playing these guys where it puts them in their strength. So I think we're going to see some change maybe on where they're lining up and how they take advantage of the athletes that they have all over the field.
Up against the final break of the show. Stay tuned. One final segment right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Are you ready to showcase your skills and compete with the best in Alabama? The 42nd Alabama State Games are coming to Birmingham and Jefferson County from June 13th through the 15th, and it's your chance to be part of something incredible. Athletes from across the state will compete in sports ranging from archery to wrestling. Those participating in the opening ceremony are eligible for academic scholarships ranging from $500 to $5,000. Mark your calendar. Registration opens March 1st. Visit allagames.com. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment of the program here. I want to shift over. We'll continue to talk about football and have some notes after the real first practice today, tomorrow, on the podcast at 8 o'clock, and then, of course, right back here on the show tomorrow at noon. First time we've been on since Auburn hired a new women's coach in basketball. That press conference was yesterday. Larry Vickers from Norfolk State has taken them to the tournament the last 3 years. Really good record, really built a good program. Jason was on the podcast yesterday morning and kind of talked about, John Cohen saying that he was a guy that kept rising to the top of the names. And saw a little video between he and Bruce Pearl yesterday meeting each other and talking. So just have to wait and see. I mean, I don't really know a lot about him as far as, and I don't think many people did, and, been at a lower tier program, but done a really good job there. But it's a lot different in this league. And, I'm pulling for him, obviously. We want to get our women's program back to a competitive state.
Well, the good thing for this hiring, though, is you're coming into a program that hasn't been very good for quite some time.
Right.
You go back to Nell Fortner's year where Bonner was player of the year in the SEC, and that's really been the last time Auburn has thrown a SEC caliber, NCAA caliber team on the court. And if memory serves me right, there was about a 3-year stretch where we were really good right there. But, it was a lot of mediocrity following it.
Right.
And it wasn't sustained success there. So I say all of that meaning I think we're all reasonable.
Right.
You know, but the problem is once you get into like year 3, which is where Hugh Freeze is, and you're still at 500, which is where Johnny Harris was the issue. You love Johnny Harris.
I did. I liked her a lot. She's a very, very nice person.
You liked her as a person, and most of the people that I talked to that
she recruited
are
well,
fans, I thought she was trying to effort to do that. But, man, you by year 3, so my point here is that he's got time. I mean, he's coming into a situation where we know where we are. And if you make any buzz at all, you've done something better than we have. But, you know, once you get into that year 2, you really got to start taking a look at it. But year 3, Hugh Freeze,
man.
You got to be winning some ball games, man. I mean, there's only so long. So who knows how this hire is going to play out. I'm like you, I'd love to see our women's product on the basketball side just get anywhere near to the level that we've gotten it on the men's side, and I think that we'd show up and support.
Oh, they'll support the heck out of it.
I know it.
People will show up like crazy. You'll look up, you can't get in. I mean, it doesn't matter what sport it is. Talked about baseball a little bit. Auburn right there in the mix, man. Only one game out of first place with a 4-2 conference record. They are number 11 in the country now at 19-5. Great start for Auburn baseball. Not so much for softball. Started off at 20-1, I believe. I think we were 20-1, and now we're 21-11. So we've lost 10 of our last 11 games, and 0-9 in conference play. This is a brutal start for this team. Again, you know, played some teams early that were pretty good and won some games, but got into conference play. Now, again, they just got off of a road trip to Texas, and Texas is number 2 in the country, and one of the best teams, and played one game, had a chance. The Friday night game had a really legit chance to win that game, and the other 2 were kind of runaways. But, you know, just haven't been able to figure out a way to get over the hump. So sitting down in last place at 0-9, got to figure something out. You know, I know they're on a streak right now, and that one win, Randy, during this losing streak came on a comeback against Troy. You know, I had to come from behind to win that one. So they're in a major slump right now.
Well, the biggest issue is they're not losing all of these games 5-3, 6-4. I mean, you got 2 of these 3 games Auburn got ran out of the gym, 12-2 in one and 13-2 in the other. That means you're not very competitive.
No.
But back to my point on the basketball side, I mean, you have to have muted expectations. And in year 1 of a new regime coming in, everybody needs to be reasonable here and not get too bent out of shape on expectations this year, because in the day and age of NIL and the transfer portal, you got to give these coaches enough time to go out there and get the pieces that they feel like is going to get them to the level that got them that job there at Auburn University. And so it takes more. I think it takes more than 1 year to pull that off, because the first year you're coming in, Brett, with the transfer portal the way that it is, there's no telling the percentage of your players that are exiting going somewhere else.
Right.
So you're having to bring in all new people and trying to piecemeal it together. And then by year 2, you've had a chance all off season, all throughout the season, this is what we're saying for Hugh Freeze. Maybe Hugh Freeze, being the offensive-minded genius that he is and the quarterback whisperer, the problem that he's had was he was coming from so far behind with Brian Harsin that we're giving him the benefit of the doubt that the most important thing he needed to do is recruit his first couple of years. Now, in year 3, you got to go win football games. I'm giving him that pass, or you as well. That's where I stand with it. But we're in year 3, and it's time to – I'm not saying win 10 football games, but it is definitely time to show progress that within the next year or 2 we're going to be close to doing that. And I think he will. I really do. I was pretty negative going into last season, as you were. I don't think – usually by the season coming to, though, Brett will somewhere spin it around in his mind that Auburn's going to have a pretty good football team.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got – to that level last year because I never felt good about the quarterback position.
And we were in every game. It's the crazy thing about it is that, you know, so close but yet so far away.
You just have to have players that can win, that can
go out find a way to win the game.
And they're good enough to go win it for you when it's tight.
That Oklahoma game was the worst of all for me. I mean, you're in command of that game. They don't have an offense worth a darn, and all the momentum going into the fourth quarter, and you just really botched it up. I mean,
Missouri wasn't any better.
It was terrible. That was as bad, if not worse. So, those were two games there, and then you just turned the ball over at such a high rate against Cal and Arkansas. To lose those games by that small a margin, turning the ball over 4 or 5 times in each game should tell you all you need to know about that. So we just screwed it up. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I mean, it's 5 games you can look back on this year. We just crapped all over the field.
So if you turn that around, you get a playmaker at quarterback to go with other pieces, boy, I'm so hopeful that this thing's about to change.
Well, we've been saying it for 4 years.
I haven't felt this comfortable saying that.
Yeah, it's coming together roster-wise, and that's the thing that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable about it. So, all right, it's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Auburn Blitz. Be back with you same time, same place tomorrow. For Randy, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you tomorrow.